Alright, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you today with a fight review. So we're going to Las Vegas, Nevada for UFC 272. We're going to the Flyweight division. Maryna Moroz coming in at 10-3, taking on Mariya Agapova coming in at 10-2. Now these two did not like each other, and this was promising to be a real bad blood fight. Now I don't think it lived up to, people's expectations necessarily, because I think people just expect these two to go out there and just start clobbering on each other. But it was still pretty good, if a bit one-sided. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. So first round, Moroz stalked Agapova, slowly circled her to the cage. Moroz clinched, got the body lock, worked for a takedown. Now Agapova started landing punches and elbows in order to defend. Moroz adjusted and got the takedown at 2 minute and 5 second mark, and immediately leapt on Agapova's back. Moroz worked for the rear naked choke. Agapova was able to twist out, but Moroz immediately tied on the arm bar, but it wasn't in tight enough, so Agapova got out, and she immediately leaps on Moroz's back as Moroz tried to stand. Moroz, however, managed to get out and turned around and worked for another takedown to end the first round. So pretty dominant first round there for Maryna Moroz. Second round, Moroz backed her to the fence with punches. Moroz clinched again, had a little bit of a battle of a pummeling. They reversed positions a time or two, and then Moroz managed to get the dominant position in the clinch and dragged Agapova down against the cage. And from there, this is when Moroz just really took over. She broke her down, got control of the inside arm against the cage, very sort of like what you see Habib do a lot of the time. Started punching Agapova to the face, just really all over Agapova, breaking her down. Moroz managed to get to mount and started landing some big elbows, and she was still just all over Agapova. Now Moroz managed to get over on all fours, and Agapova managed to get over on all fours, and Moroz just stayed on her, landing some punches. Eventually Moroz kind of just twisted Agapova over and pulled her down, locking on the arm triangle choke, and it was pretty deep. And as soon as Moroz got her right leg free, she just tied it up even more. It was too deep, forcing Mariya Agapova to tap. 3 minutes, 27 seconds of the second round for your winner, Maryna Moroz. This was an absolutely dominating victory for Maryna Moroz here. From positional control to the transitions to what little stand-up striking there was, everything worked in Maryna Moroz's favor. I mean, she's just shown a lot of improvement over her last few fights, and it's a shame that they've been spread out so far. I gotta admit, I think in my preview for this fight and the other fight of 272, I said Agapova certainly seems to have the talent to possibly be a future champ, but right now she is firmly in the front runner camp. As long as she is in front, as long as she is the one leading the fight, as long as she is the one in control, she is doing absolutely good. But as soon as the fight doesn't go her way, she just seems to crumble. She doesn't seem able to make necessary in-fight adjustments, doesn't seem to be able to come back from behind in order to take over and get the wins. She's either winning or she's lost. And you look at her record, and it becomes very apparent, because she's now 10-3. She only has 2 wins by decision, fairly early within her first 5-6 fights. But most of her victories come by finish, usually in the first round. And then anytime, now she did beat Mazo in the third round in her last fight, but that was a fight that she was firmly in control of the whole time. So anytime the longer the fight goes, the more Agapova seems to crumble, and anytime it doesn't go her way, she seems to crumble. So unfortunately for her right now, she is very much a front runner. Now you can get past that. It's just a matter of if she can do that. Obviously this is a big emotional win for Maryna Moroz. Being Ukrainian. I mentioned, her family's back at home, and with the war going on over there right now, so there's a big emotional win for her. She definitely had the crowd on her side, so that was nice to see. I gotta be honest, 3 fights at flyweight, 3 wins after moving up from strawweight. Flyweight is definitely the right class for Maryna Moroz. I go back and I look at her strawweight fights, and you can tell she was just seriously draining herself for that. Let's talk about things to work on for Moroz. For the most part, this fight was almost flawless. However, she did lose positioning in the first round, and I think it was, she wasn't managing her balance good enough, because she was on the back of Agapova, but Agapova was able to really just Moroz was already kind of slipping off of the back, and Agapova managed to twist around and get to the top position there. Got to be careful, got to work on your balance and adjust it. Take time to stop and adjust it as the fight goes on. For Agapova, this is a big one. This is really not much of a technical thing. This is more of a mental thing. She has to learn to control her emotions. Like I said, it's a thing about being a front runner. A lot of them, they can't control their emotions. As soon as the fight doesn't go their way or starts to go against them, they just kind of fall apart. If she can learn to control her emotions, and through that control her cardio, because she was looking dead tired again, and we've seen that from her in the past as well. If she can learn to get control of her emotions, it'll help her to control her cardio. And then once she can do that, that's when she can start to get past being a front runner. She's got to learn to control her emotions. It's not easy for people. Some people are just emotional like that. Some people, they just run hot-blooded. Obviously, Agapova does, because she's kind of a crazy chick. But if she can learn to control those emotions, she can go a long way. For fights to make for Agapova, it's a tough loss. It got absolutely dominated. They've got to find something like a recovery fight for her. I think someone like Victoria Leonardo, who is as tough as they come, but not the most skilled fighter, technically, would be a good choice for her. For Moroz, she's won 3 straight, and normally you would say, well, this is a time for her to possibly, get someone in the lower tiers of the rankings. But with her inactivity, and not all of her inactivity is her fault, but with her being inactive, it's hard to justify giving her a ranked fighter next. So let's give her someone like Ariana Lipski, who has a good, exciting style. If she can get past someone like Ariana Lipski, then you can justify giving her a ranked fighter. Anyway, those are my thoughts on this fight. Maryna Moroz defeats Mariya Agapova via submission due to arm triangle choke in the second round. Let me know your thoughts on the bout in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA See Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.